Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bad Big Games. I'm your host, Joseph. And before we begin this episode of the Trophy Room, I just want to take a moment and thank everybody for supporting me the past few weeks and just overwhelmingly the views, the subs, the likes, the shares. It warms my heart so much. And I sincerely mean it. Thank you all so very much. Because here at Bad Big Games, we like to talk about everything games, but there is something that I'm very open about. I love PlayStation a little bit more. So all the newcomers, what you're about to watch is The Trophy Room. It's a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. And it's really just an excuse where I sit down with my best friend Kyle every single Thursday. And we talk about the thing we love the most, video games, and the thing we play them on, PlayStation. So with that, if you're down with that, please watch this podcast. It's so much fun. I love doing it each and every week. And if you really, really like the podcast, then please hit like and subscribe and share and all that jazz. Also, we have an RSS feed, so go on iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, anywhere there's an RSS feed you could check us out on. So with that, enjoy the show. And also, there's a Red Dead Redemption giveaway, so maybe that's more incentive of, taking a listen. But before we begin, I just want to know, what are the 5 games you would want to see on the PlayStation Classic console? Put them down below. No wrong answers. And with that, let's start the show. Let's talk about this, all right? Some things have dropped. Huge news here.
Yeah, now, are we starting with the hugest when it comes to PlayStation?
All right. Oh, absolutely. How can we not?
Real talk, once again, we did this last night, and we decided to do it over again, and thank God we did, because these stories that happened are major. But this first one dropped at 2 o'clock in the morning while I was sleeping.
2 o'clock in the morning? Because,
sir.
I woke up, okay, and I woke up today, and I saw your text. I was like, what? Wait, no, this is your fake news. And then I go on Polygon, and then I go on Kotaku, then I go on IGN. Like, it still wasn't resonating with me. Like, it still wasn't getting there. Like, I'm making breakfast, and I'm like, what is this? And so with that, Sony PlayStation Classic console revealed. It includes 20 PlayStation 1 games. This comes out of GameSpot, and it is quoted by saying, please give them a click, Sony has announced its own mini console. The company today announced that the PlayStation Classic, a mini version of the original PlayStation, will come with 20 generation-defining games, including Final Fantasy VII and Wild Arms, and will launch in December 3rd, or on December 3rd, rather. The PlayStation Classic arrives December 3rd, and it's a notable date. It's the day that the original PlayStation launched in 1994. The mini version has a 45% smaller... Oh, God, they said that wrong. The mini version is 40% smaller than the original PlayStation, and as you can see in the video, you can't see it, but it captures the look of the system based on and its controllers. Listen, real talk, okay? Another real talk moment here. I've been working. I've been going to school all day. My eyes are done. Okay, I'm like Neo at Matrix 3. Not very good, but I'm blind. So I'm sorry. But with that, Kyle, the internet erupted in a mixed reaction. Some people, a lot of people in the Trophy Room community, very, very excited about this news. Other people, though, a lot of Nintendo fans would like to point out that this is yet again Sony being uninspired, stealing from Nintendo as per usual. There's a lot of people complaining about the lack of DualShock controllers instead of the original controllers. As you may or may not know, depending on how old you are, shit, that makes me sound old. When the PlayStation originally launched, it didn't have analog sticks. And then I think, a year or two later,
97 is when they were implemented,
Yeah, when I was a kid, I'm going to date some people here, the DualShock was just a thing when I had my PlayStation. It was just a thing that came with my PlayStation. At least that's how I remember it. So with that, there it is. People are not happy about the lack of DualShock controllers. They're not happy that we've only seen 5 games and not the whole 20 as of yet. They are upset about the price. It's $99 American and $130 Magic Canadian money. Kyle, I made a video about this.
You did, and it was a great video. Please go watch it.
You can watch it at Bad Big Games. But Kyle, you told me you had a rant about this game.
Oh boy, I did.
And I need to preface this. You were the most positive person I know.
Yeah.
Right? So, like,
Yeah.
and almost to a fault, I'm going to be real with you.
100%.
Don't deserve you. So, Kyle, what's your rant?
What's my rant?
Why are you upset at the controversy, this mixed news? Why aren't you happy?
It's so hypocritical, Joe. It's insane to me. The people who are not are saying that they're copying Nintendo, and sure, it shares the name Classic. Wouldn't you, Joe, if you had a popular old gaming system, want to tie it to something that sold millions of copies, like a shit ton of stuff, and made a buttload of money for Nintendo?
Sure.
Wouldn't you want that name to be synonymous with what you are putting out? Of course, it's a no-brainer. And also, copying
So
Nintendo...
what you're saying is, like, of course you're going to use the name.
Sure.
Because first off, no one has the word
copyright
classic
to Classic
trademarked.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
And, so of course you want to tie in your console.
What else are you going to call it? PlayStation Retro? PlayStation Flashback? Newsflash, that's what Atari has.
Yeah.
Like, it's... And again, the whole copying Nintendo thing... I had a Sega all-in-one console, like, in high school.
Right.
So, like, if anything, Nintendo was copying Sega at some point,
like,
and Atari.
This thing, so let's take that complaint right out, and it holds no weight. It holds absolutely no weight, because it's like people pretend that just because Nintendo shrunk down a NES and SNES and just made it a ROM.
And let me be completely clear. The Sega Flashback, whatever console it was called, I forgot what it's called, only maybe had one or two good games on it.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
They didn't run well. But
Most
the
of these games,
concept is not new.
Yeah, the concept isn't new, right? So Sega, Atari, ColecoVision, like, and you name a retro console, there has been a company that has made a retro system. Greatest Hits has 100 games, but they all run out like shit. Nintendo is really the first to make a retro-styled console, use that in air quotes, and it run good, right?
It run good. It runs well.
It run good. It runs well. Thank you. I'm sorry. Listen, my grammar's not well, okay?
It's good.
So with that, I understand, like, the classic thing I think everybody's overlooking. And if we really want to be the person that goes, oh, well, who used classic first? What do you call when you're using the virtual console on PlayStation, for you Nintendo dorks out there?
Yeah.
What do you call it?
It's called PS1 Classics.
Oh, it's called PS1 Classics. Oh, when you play your PlayStation 2 games on PlayStation 4, what's it called? Oh, I think it's called PlayStation 2 Classics.
Yeah.
Hey, when you were playing it on PS Vita, what was it called? I forget. Oh, okay, so it's just part of the Sony brand. All right, cool. So we get to pick and choose, where we're originating a name.
Yeah.
Get over it. Okay, next point, no DualShock. Oh, sorry, are you not
No,
finished?
it's just you kind of brought up my second thing that annoyed me. As you know from listening to the show, if this is your first time listening, welcome. Welcome to this lovely show, The Trophy Room.
Hi,
but I love my Vita. And for people complaining that they can't, this whole backwards compatibility thing where we can't play PlayStation 1 games on PS4, guess what? You could have bought and downloaded a whole bunch of them on your Vita and been playing them like I have for years.
And
so
you didn't.
And you didn't. And you're the reason the Vita died.
Oh, shit, Kyle,
Because
you're not pulling punches tonight.
I'm not tonight, because, you had a chance to put them on a PlayStation-branded product where you could take it wherever you want, much like the Switch. I had all the Final Fantasy games on my Vita. I had Tomba. I had Siphon Filter. I had all these games that are my childhood on the Vita on the go, and I played them constantly. So if you wanted that to be a thing, then you should have probably invested in a Vita and bought some of these games.
It's
all your fault.
Tim Wolf and his son. It's your fault that the Vita failed. Okay, what about the DualShock complaints?
I mean, the only game that I can think of that was like a necessity to have them was Ape Escape.
Yeah,
I think there was a thing in there where you had to use it, but most of the games, if not all of them, can work fine on these original PlayStation controllers, which I love that the fact that we're getting two of them, because we are getting Tekken 3 as one of the games, and what good is a fighting game, which my favorite fighting game of all time, and I'm not a good fighting game person. I don't like them that much. That was the first one I've played, really, other than Mortal Kombat, because who hasn't played Mortal Kombat? And I love Tekken 3. It's like, it holds a very high spot in my gaming history. But what's a fighting game without a second controller? And sure, you can say the SNES Classic has 2 controllers, and it was $20, yes. $20 less. Yeah, sure, I get that, but you know, PlayStation games in particular, there's a lot of licensing that they have to worry about when it comes to music and stuff.
Yeah, you touch on that for a second here. So what people you jumped on the next complaint because I was looking up something here, and you're saying why is everybody freaking out over the $100 price tag? Yeah. So the one thing, is licenses. I'm sorry, you continue.
No, it's just like if we want. We're going to get into, like, our wish list games in a little bit, but, like, if we want these grand experiences that PlayStation offered, a lot of those games had licenses to companies and especially music from actual artists because that's a thing PlayStation could afford because they had CD-ROM-based games.
Right. I mean, Tony Hawk is a prime example of a game
Let's just get that out of the way. That is on my wish list because when I think of PlayStation 1, I think Tony Hawk and spending close to probably 1,000 hours in those combined. Cause I love Tony Hawk, and that alone had an epic soundtrack. And if that game were to come back, you would have to go to those artists and see if it's okay for them to use their music again, and that costs money.
Right.
And I feel like sure we shouldn't have to worry about that as a consumer, but it's not like they said. This is $150 or something even bigger. It's $100. It's only $20 more than the SNES Classic.
And a lot of people would like to, like, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Because I just found, because there is a game that popped in my head when we're talking about the top 5 games we'd like to see. People would like to come at this console for being $100, but take into account when you open up the NES Classic console and the SNES Classic console. They're literally the same system. It's the same board, same everything. So they literally just upcharged you $20 for one extra controller.
Yeah,
that's all they did. This, because the PlayStation 1, was running on superior technology at the time, was able to do all these 3D environments and all that jazz, have those songs. Those things took up way more memory. It took way more CPU, GPU power to run these games. So, of course, the hardware has to be beefy enough to run all those games perfectly fine and then have in store 20 of those games on a single board. So, like $100, it may seem like much, and I do think it is. It's a lot of money. But in comparison to the SNES, it's actually, to me, a better deal because the SNES was just a basic upcharge.
And I've actually seen a lot of people today on Twitter in the YouTube comments, which I know I shouldn't look, but whatever. A lot of people saying, well, I'm just going to go buy a PS1 and buy the game separately and play it that way. Okay, so I did a little research. I looked up the 5 games, and I took the average of what they cost on eBay for the buy it now price.
Okay.
The 5 games alone would cost you, on average, all total, $90.
That's Tekken, right?
That's Tekken, Final Fantasy VII, Wild Arms, Ridge Racer Type 4, and Jump and Flash. If you were to buy those 5 at the buy it now average price on eBay, that's $90 right there. And that's not with the system or controller or a memory card.
Oh, God.
So, like, that'll, like, those comments and theories are like, they're asinine. Right. They don't hold any weight whatsoever.
So what's the other complaint? Was there another complaint?
The AC adapter.
Oh, right. There's no AC adapter. Damn, it's not like I have any, iPhone cubes right here.
Yeah. Or, like, newsflash, if you are thinking about buying this, you probably have an NES Classic or an SNES Classic right there. So you can use the same one.
Just everybody calm down.
Yeah.
You could use your phone charger.
Yes.
Calm down. Okay?
Absolutely.
Please settle down. Yeah. So with that, okay, we got all the negative stuff out of the way. Did you pre-order this? Did you put your money where your mouth is, Kyle Stevenson?
Oh, the only reason I have not pre-ordered it yet is because I didn't leave the house today because my car needs to go in the shop.
Okay.
That's the only reason. But the moment I can get to my local GameStop, I'm going in there and pre-ordering. Okay.
I pre-ordered it from Amazon, so it's coming. You know what? Because for me, Kyle, I never experienced the PlayStation 1. Like, to its greatest capacity. We had one. It was at my grandma's house. Listen, guys, I was a fucking Nintendo kid, all right? I was playing GoldenEye. I know, I was an idiot, okay? Don't remind me. I was playing Super Smash Brothers. Oh my god, what a PlayStation All-Stars clone, right?
Yeah.
Because the way I see it, it's a PlayStation All-Star clone. Because if Nintendo fans want to make a bullshit logic that makes no sense, I can't do. So yeah, like I was a Nintendo kid mostly, but I have some games fond and near to dear in my heart that I'd like to see on the PlayStation numero uno classic mini console. We need to find a real name for this thing. Yeah. So with that, you have 5, I have 5.
Yeah.
Can I start first?
Sure.
I need motherfucking Siphon Filter.
Absolutely. That was one of the first ones that jumped in my mind.
Siphon Filter.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about, like, and the funny thing is, Kyle, we've talked about what a Dream Classic Edition would look like. We're gonna, we're kind of recycling it, but it's relevant. And I need this game. Now that I know it's a reality, I need to prove to Sony that this game needs to get made pronto. Right? Meow. It's so awesome. It's such a great game, and it probably runs like shit, but I'm game. That's what I want. Siphon Filter.
Absolutely.
Original.
Yeah. And I
you
think,
won't have like 2. Remember, I think it had like 2 or 3 discs to it.
Yes. No. You won't have to worry about it, which is fantastic.
Amazing.
Something I think is very important when we're doing these wish lists is they use the phrasing defining moments in gaming franchises for PlayStation or something. Yeah. So it made it sound to me like you're not going to get 3 of this in the same franchise. You're going to get 1 that defines it for that era, which I love, which is great.
Because the PlayStation 1 had a shit ton of games.
Yeah, it did. And it's good to give a good wide variety if they are sticking with just the 20.
Yeah.
So for that being said, I'm going for my first one, Twisted Metal 2. We talked a while ago about how Twisted Metal is a very storied franchise on PlayStation. And Twisted Metal 1 was a great concept and a game that had its flaws that I don't remember that much, but I remember Twisted Metal 2. And I remember playing with my friends nonstop. Yeah. And that's got to be on there. Vehicle combat games started with Twisted Metal, I believe. And no other game in that genre from that era, because that's where they lived, is bigger than Twisted Metal.
So I think there's a reason why they put 2 controllers on this console.
Yeah.
And that's because Metal Gear Solid. What was it? Sons of Liberty, right? Or Guns of Liberty?
Sons of Liberty is 2.
Yeah, Metal Gear Solid 2. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And this is why you're like, Joe, how could you just say that? You don't even know the name of this game. I never played Metal Gear Solid. And I remember watching my brother play this game and it blowing my mind that this game was even a thing, that it even existed, that it had like this really in-depth story that to me I just couldn't fathom as a kid. And I was like, well, once I'm adult, I'll understand it. That never happened. And so I've always wanted an in with these games, and knowing that 2 is the most beloved is the thing that I want. So that's what I want. I want an entry to a series and understand why people love it so much. So that's mine.
So you're saying the first one?
Yeah.
Okay. You said Sons of Liberty again, and I got confused. My
brain sorry. No, but isn't that one?
That one's the PlayStation 2 one.
Okay, yeah.
Metal Gear Solid 1's the only one on PS1.
I'm sorry, I fucked that up, guys.
That works.
I'm a dumb idiot. I'm not a real gamer.
My second one is Crash Team Racing. Like, come on.
Here's the thing: everybody wants Crash Team Racing, right?
So they've come on. We need a kart racing game. Crash Team Racing is fantastic, and also this goes with my theory that I don't believe we're gonna get any of the remastered franchises on this thing. So I personally don't think, on my wish list, I wouldn't put Crash, Spyro, Wipeout, Resident Evil, or Parappa on it, because we have that already on PS4 in a better version.
That's true.
So that's why I'm not going to say that. But if Crash Team Racing, we haven't gotten since PS1, in a way. So I think Crash Team Racing is a good one to put on there.
It's a must.
It's got Crash as a mascot if they're not going to do the regular games.
That is true. And yeah, I think, okay, because I was going to say, does Activision also own that too, I assume?
Yeah.
They own, yeah. Okay, that's a great one. And you said Tony Hawk, right?
I did earlier. Yep.
Okay, then I got one last one.
Okay.
This is the best fighting game ever made.
Ooh.
This is a game that I played for hours. I'm not kidding you guys. I played this game for hours every single time I was at my grandma's house. We need the greatest Star Wars game ever made. You know what I'm thinking. Star Wars Master of Terrakasi. Let's go.
Man.
The definitive, not just Tekken game. It's the definitive game of the 5th generation.
Wow.
It's the Bloodborne of the 5th generation. Okay? Remember you were Han Solo and you were taking Darth Vader's... You're taking Darth Vader's saber like a one of those adult videos. So, you know, it's a game, all right. And I remember, man, that game caused so much fights, so many of them. I remember my cousin being a real piece of work with Boba Fett, just being a real terrible human being. And you know what? I just looked at it on eBay because I always here's my Blizzard fanboy and Warcraft fanboy coming right out. I always mess up Terrakasi with Gurabashi Arena. That's in Stranglethorn Vale in World of Warcraft. So, yeah, I always mess up the two. But, yeah, no, Terrakasi. Let's go.
I've never played that game.
It's terrible. I love it.
Okay. Oh, man. How many more do I have?
You go on. You have 2 more. Go for it.
Oh, jeez. Okay. One. Okay. Well, boy. I have so many here. I'll just say it's going to come up later in a news story. But another major PlayStation 1 game that I think deserves to be on there is Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Okay. That is such a defining game for PlayStation 1, and it's fantastic. And I think that'd be a great get for this classic console.
Okay. And your last one?
Oh man, my last one. Okay, I'll say Silent Hill. If they're not gonna do Resident Evil because they're remastered, I think another genre that PlayStation did a lot of is horror games. And Silent Hill started off. I remember renting that from Blockbuster and being too scared to continue. Nice. It's a very atmospheric game, and yeah, I want to replay it. The one joke one that I want to say, just as a big F you to Nintendo, is putting Chrono Trigger on this PS Classic.
Oh yeah,
because it was on a PlayStation 1. You could play it along with, I think, one of the earlier Final Fantasy games. So that would be really funny if one of SNES's biggest titles is on the PlayStation Classic.
Honestly,
instead.
I would love that so much.
Yeah.
So much. Oh, goodness. Well, with that, Kyle.
Yeah.
Hey. Cool it, chair. Okay.
Oh.
Your chair made a real big squeak.
Yeah, it did.
PUBG. Let's talk about it. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds on PlayStation 4 might finally be set for release. This comes from The Verge. Why did I say it like that? Give them a click. A PlayStation 4 release of PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds has been rated by the Korean Gaming Rating Board as spotted by Eurogamer, indicated that its period of console exclusivity on Xbox One may soon be coming to an end. Mobile versions of the game on iOS and Android released earlier in 2018. Kyle, I got a question for you. PUBG, right? It's out officially on Xbox. It has not been... This game has had a rough go this year. Like, last year, 2017, it was the talk of the town. It was up for Game of the Year. Mm-hmm. How did this game, it's so crazy to me, come from talk about being Game of the Year to now being one of these games that it seems like every single week cannot get a break? Its release on Xbox One is still very much flawed. People are not enjoying it so far from what I've heard. And this is coming from Luke Lore, co-host of the Xbox Drive. Not a fan of it. Blackout Beta came out, right? Mm-hmm. I'm really enjoying it. And you know what? The positivity around Blackout, it's intoxicating because I'm going to be real with you, Kyle.
Yeah.
Blackout is the first-person battle royale game made by Treyarch and Raven Studios. It's going to be released alongside Black Ops 4. And it's a first-person battle royale game. Similar to PUBG, in its own first-person battle royale version of their game, and it runs better. Yeah, there's some balancing issues, but there is way less jank, there is way less glitches, there's way less bullshit in this game, and it's a ton of fun. And my question to you is it too late for PUBG? Is Call of Duty Blackout going to be the death nail for this game? Because now, with that, we can't even say that Fortnite and PUBG are even in the talk anymore. I don't even think Fortnite can consider it competition at this point. PUBG is so far behind.
Agreed.
PUBG is a $30 game. Black Ops is a $60 game. What do you think? Do you think that PUBG should be worried? It should be scared, as it could say.
100%. And that is coming after hearing you talk so highly of Blackout and your time with it, and hearing other people saying you're having a great time with it. I think before that, I think it probably had its place on PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
But hearing the positive experiences with Blackout, I think kind of tells me, like, what's the point? I think it's already flooded with Battle Royale games and games that are doing it better.
A motorcycle gang was right outside my window.
Oh boy, that's not
good. That was frightening. Who do I owe money to? Guess we're going to find out together. So, yeah, no, Blackout's really fun. I'm not a Call of Duty guy anymore. I don't consider myself that. Now, you know what? I'm a little... how can I make this sound a little... a little black curious. No, like, I don't even know. Like, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be picking up this game day one. Like, my enjoyment of it, like, putting the zombies in there, and you actually get the zombie weapons. Like, zombies just randomly spawn in some locations, like the lighthouse, and there's an asylum. And they're both, I guess, from zombies. I haven't played. That's how long I haven't played. But, like, you kill these zombies, they'll actually drop stronger weapons and more unique weapons that you can't find on the field. Yeah. And, like, I got the laser gun from zombies where it's, like, a one-shot kill. And if someone's not wearing armor, it's a one-shot kill. If they're wearing, like a level 3, you got to shoot them once or twice. But, like, the gun's super OP, but you only have 20 shots. It's so much fun. Like, the game, again, there's some jank. It's not the most polished, but it's a real fun time. Like, I'm really enjoying myself with it. And I can't say that I've ever really enjoyed myself with PUBG. So, like, for me, I think PUBG should be worried. I know Black Ops is $30 higher, but they're both paid services. And are you going to buy the known quantity that is Call of Duty, or the PUBG known quantity that, yeah, it's popular, but everybody knows it's kind of janky?
Yeah, and I still come from the point of view where PUBG 100% deserves some sort of credit for really bringing all this to, like, the public consciousness at this point. Yeah. Like,
you put it into the mainstream. Nobody, like, Battle Royale was a thing.
I mean,
like,
H1Z1.
Yeah, so, like, and even beyond that, I think that this game was begging, this series, this genre was begging to be, put in the mainstream, and nobody cracked the code. And I think PUBG, to a certain extent, did. And
I feel sorry about it now, but because like other games are surpassing them, and it might be a little too little, too late.
So, do you think, Kyle, that, and because I'm gonna lump Tomb Raider in here right now.
Okay.
Tomb Raider, shout out the Tomb Raider sales are down dramatically. I think it's up only like 30 or 70% past the original that launched in 2013. It's only 10% higher than its original Rise of the Tomb Raider launch that was only on Xbox. The game, it seems like, is struggling to hit that popularity. It seems like it's in the shadow yet again of a bigger game that is Spider-Man. Do you think that this Xbox timed exclusives are hurting these games? Because then I'll lump one more in here just for good measure. Dead Rising, another game that was, another series that was one game, the first game exclusive, second game not, third game it was, fourth game it was a timed exclusive, and it just never hit the sales numbers. And then that game slowly went by the wayside. Is the Xbox exclusivity deals hurting these companies?
I think it does, and I think it also, on the flip side, back when Xbox had the exclusive stuff, so let's just say Call of Duty multiplayer maps and stuff, where they had like the month advance of the maps or whatever.
Of every single DLC, yeah.
Yeah, like that hurt PlayStation sales for sure. Because
people just thought that Call of Duty was better on Xbox.
100%. So I don't think it's just an only Microsoft issue. Like, yes, it is more relevant now, but it's happened to both sides, and I've seen it working at GameStop that I've seen games take a hit from the other console that doesn't have those rights. So I think all these have been affected by that, and it just, like in the case of Tomb Raider, that was a high profile one because the first game was on both systems and it was very critically accepted and
acclaimed and all that jazz.
And then we got to that E3 when they announced Rise, and it was that weird wording of exclusive, and then afterwards,
what does that mean? And
timed exclusive, but then it had like an only on Xbox tag or something. Like, it was weird.
And it's not to say that Xbox sucks, right?
No.
I need to make that very clear. It's not that Xbox is a shitty system, because it is. I'm kidding, Sean. That's a joke. Take it. Just breathe. In, out, in, out. Now, hit the gas. Okay. I don't think it's... The new people did not get that joke. My friend Sean, he loves Xbox. He hosts the show, and it's amazing, called the Xbox Drive. He's in his car. And I joke how he just hits the accelerator on, like he's just, and he's going. And he doesn't care about lights. He doesn't care about pedestrians. He calls them points. And kids are higher on the points. He's going for kids. He's hitting squirrels. He doesn't care. Okay?
Oh, man.
I shouldn't say a grown man was going for kids, but here's the deal. It's just because a console that is in second place, which Xbox is, that's the console that's always going to kind of suffer from these deals. Though they try to break ground, it, I think, has hurt these games. It's been detrimental to, I think, their failure and adding the confusion to the consumer of, wait, is this an exclusive? Well, I'll just wait for PlayStation. By the time the game comes out on PlayStation, they're like, well, it's been a year. The game, there's so many new games I need to play. And then all of a sudden, Dead Rising and Tomb Raider are old games that are, why is it $60? It should be $40. And they get cast aside. Mm-hmm. And it's not fair. And I think Shadow of the Tomb Raider... its biggest fault was that this year it wasn't on Sony's stage. Like, it wasn't to reassure people that it's on everything, right? Like, I think that's the biggest fault to this, because it was still on Xbox's stage. People still got confused, and I mean it sucks.
I do think that hurt it a little bit.
Yeah,
but I also, you said it before, it's in the shadow, pun intended, of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think I think he came out way too close to Spider-Man. I think if people have the money for one game, they're going to buy Spider-Man because of the word of mouth. Yeah. And Shadow of the Tomb Raider, from what I played, is a good game.
Great game,
and like, I think it just, people don't have enough money to buy two games at one time now. So
now, going back to PUBG.
Yeah.
Circle back here. When do you think this game is coming out? When does it have to come out to hit and break some type of ground here on PlayStation? Because let's be honest, it's coming to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Right? But when?
I'm going to say early next year.
Yeah.
And the reason I say that is because PUBG, I think, will have a trailer of some sort at the Game Awards this year saying, hey, now on PlayStation.
Okay.
I think that's a good stage for it.
Oh my goodness. I hurt my shin earlier and I didn't notice this. Two big scabs. Oh boy.
Ooh, yay.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this hurts. Anyway, that's how less interested I could be in PUBG.
Yeah.
I think the same. I think not so much that it's going to make a grandiose announcement, but Xbox wants the timed exclusivity till the holidays, and I think that's going to really do it in for this game, because I feel like by Blackout, this game, like, the longer Blackout has to stay on PlayStation, the worse off PUBG is by staying on Xbox, right?
Yeah.
It needs to go.
You don't want it to release this holiday with Blackout and whatever Battlefield 1's Battle Royale mode is.
Because it's gonna be constantly, okay, what's better? Blackout, PUBG. That's all you're gonna see. Every single update, they're like, okay, well, does this match up to this? And yeah, you're gonna see that. Next story, because I feel like we've beaten a dead Xbox to death here. Castlevania.
Yeah.
Symphony.
I made the same mistake earlier.
Kyle, you say the story.
Castlevania Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood seemingly coming to PS4. This is coming from IGN, so go give them a click. Castlevania Requiem Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood has just received a rating courtesy of the Game Rating and Administration Committee of Korea, indicating that a collection of series favorites could be on the way for PS4.
Man, Korea is leaking everything, right? It leaked out the PUBG stuff. It's leaked out Castlevania.
So here's another thing. Like, if this is real, is that on the PlayStation Classic? Does that leave another spot open for another game that might not, like a Gex or a Croc?
Oh, shit, that's a game I want on PS1 right now. Gex.
There you go.
Get it. Get it right now. That's, what did I say? Terrakasi? No. Gex is the game of the generation. He was just like fucking James Bond and then Austin Powers, I think, at one point, and made really bad puns. Gex the motherfucking Gecko can get it. All right. So, are you pumped for this? Have you played Symphony of the Night?
I have. Yeah, on my PlayStation Vita, because I bought the PlayStation 1 Classic on the Vita. So, yeah, it's a great game. And I haven't played the Rondo of Blood.
The Rondo of Blood.
So, it sounds super cool and sounds Castlevania. Yeah, I'm excited for this.
Actually, can I read the description over again?
Of course.
In my natural voice?
Yeah.
Castlevania.
Oh, God.
Requiem.
I'm sorry, Sean.
Symphony of the Night and Rondo of Blood just received a rating courtesy of the Game Rating Administration Committee of North Korea. Oh, wait, North Korea? That's, even more terrifying. Indicating that a collection of the series and favorites could be on the way on PlayStation 4 and whatever North Koreans have. That's awesome. Yeah, I never played Symphony of the Night. Again, because I'm a fake gamer, I understand. I was when this game came out, I was like 4 or 5. So this is another game I'm desperately want to play because I do want to play the latest, like not latest and greatest, but the greatest generation-defining games that were something that maybe I pass up when I was a kid. So these games, even Rondo of Blood, because I have no idea, I've never heard that one. I'm buying it. But fuck Konami, how much is this going to cost? How much do you think this is going to be?
$40, I'll say.
Yeah, it's Konami, right?
Yeah, I think if it wasn't Konami, I'd say could be like a $20 PSN thing. But no, it's $40, trying to milk as much as possible.
Yeah.
And who knows, it could be like a full-on remaster type of thing. Like, it could look way better, and I don't know.
Yeah. So, here's the deal, guys. We talked about Dead Rising not doing well on the Xbox prior. Our next news story is a somber one. And I'm just gonna tell it how it is. Capcom terminates the Dead Rising 4 developers projects and has closed the studio down. Capcom has officially announced that it is terminating the projects of Capcom Vancouver, the internal studio which handled the Dead Rising franchise since Dead Rising 2 in 2010. Earlier this year, there were significant layers. God, I'm sorry, guys. It's been a long day. Layoffs at Capcom Vancouver with the mobile title Puzzle Fighter closed down so the studio could concentrate on its next Dead Rising project. Unfortunately, that is not the case. The update to this story is that Capcom has decided to terminate the studio and to focus its efforts on R&D over there at Japan. And it really sucks. Our hearts go out to these guys and gals over there in Vancouver. It sucks because I know I have many friends, like my friend Henry, who loves Dead Rising, and it really sucks to see. My question, Kyle, because I know this is the Trophy Room, and it's a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players, and usually we have a segment called Now If I Was Shu, but wait, asterisks. We're filling in the blanks. That's right, we're Phil Spencer right now of Xbox, because you know what? We got to give them a win. My yes or no question: should Xbox pick up the rights to Dead Rising, and should they pick up the Vancouver studio?
I think, yeah. I think that's a kind of a no-brainer right there.
And why so, Kyle?
I mean, if they at E3 they made a concerted effort to showcase new studios that they have and these super talented studios that they bought, which are now going to focus on making games solely for Microsoft. So why not buy this team that obviously makes some pretty quality games and make that a Xbox only thing? I think that makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think they need this studio, and I think they need this IP to finally just embrace it and going, you know what? Or at least take the team and make a spiritual successor. And saying, you know what? This is the definitive version of this game. We're going wacky. We're going crazy. Let's do it. Let's throw Xbox a bone. That's what this segment's really called. And with that, let's get on to our next story, because we got to get pumped. We got to get hyped. There's too much sad stuff, okay? There's too much drama. So let's just say it. Tetris Effect drops onto the PlayStation 4 and PSVR in November. PlayStation owners, and this comes from them directly via tweet. PlayStation owners, save the date. Tetris Effect can be yours forever. Oh my god, that's the name of the song. Starting Friday, November 9th. More details coming soon. Hashtag Tetris Effect. Kyle.
Yeah.
I don't know why this game's got me so jazzed. Pre-E3, this game drops like days before their E3 conference. I'll be honest, it should have been in the conference. This game's freaking awesome.
Yep.
Kyle, why am I so excited about Tetris?
I think it's the same reason. Because I'm right there with you. I am so hyped for this. Scale from 1 to 10, I'm 11, 12, 100, whatever. And I think the reason why is because Tetris is one of the first game experiences I've ever had. It's something that I played on NES. It's something I played on my Game Boy wherever I went. And it's so ingrained in me as a game that helped form my gaming habits and what I'm into and why I still love puzzle games and stuff. And I think if someone were to tell me, like, Mount Rushmore of games, I'd have a line block up there. Because, like, Tetris is part of my gaming DNA. So to have it in this brand new... what's the word I'm looking for?
Form. Like, it's gonna be on
in
your
VR
now.
It's gonna be, and it's taking the name of the effect of when you play Tetris too long. You actually see the lines, like when you look at other things that are not the game.
And also the thing that kind of excites me about this game, it's from the creators of Res Infinite. It's from the creators of Lumines. So they make great puzzle games. They make just great games in general. And their scores that come with these games are entrancing. And seeing that the gameplay hook is not just Tetris, but actually you make the beat to the song every time you break a line. So you're never technically playing the same game twice, or you're never hearing the same song twice.
Yeah.
You're always getting something a little new, and that's the thing that really excites me so much about this.
I've had a real rough day. I come home, put this on, my headset on, and zone out and just clear some lines. So some very soothing and calming music. I am so excited.
Yeah. And Tetsuya, and I'm gonna do this.
Okay.
Mizuguchi can't do no wrong.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Take that pronunciation. Take that. Take that, fourth grade speech class teacher. You were real mean to me. How much is this game going to be? $19.99? That's what I'm calling.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest. I'll pay it anywhere upwards of $40. I want this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, God, I'm so pumped. And I'll be honest with you, Kyle.
Yeah.
This game is on, like, my top 5 most anticipated holiday games. It's on my top 3. You know, it's up there, man.
Absolutely.
I'll say it. I think it's actually after Red Dead Redemption, Tetris Effect is number 2. I'm so excited for it.
Well, hold on there. I think you have another one up there, too.
What's that?
Spyro. I thought you loved Spyro, Joe.
I love Spyro.
But
I love Tetris even more.
I take that back.
Tetris comes out sooner. It's going to probably be cheaper. And yeah, Tetris was like my first Game Boy game, I'm pretty sure. I think it's everybody's first Game Boy game. So I have more affinity towards Tetris than I do Spyro. With that, it's time to get even more excited, okay? The hype train now has left the station, and guess what? I cut the brake fluid. You're coming with me for a wild ride. I'm losing my mind. Kingdom Hearts 3, PlayStation 4, box art is fit for a king. Do you believe that, Kyle?
I
This
do.
comes from Push Square. Give them a click. You've seen it, the brand new trailer and screenshots. You probably haven't, but you should because, well, we'll talk about it in a second. But now it's time to feast your very eyes on Kingdom Hearts 3 fantastic PlayStation 4 box art sketched by the series director Tetsuya Noruma. Did I get it?
Nomura.
Did I get it?
You're close.
Fuck
Nomura.
me. Himself. The image shows key characters like Sora, Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and the love or loathe the franchise. Oh, they messed this up. This wasn't me, guys. This wasn't
This
me.
is a copy and paste job.
This is a
So
copy and
instead-
paste job. This is what I do. I copy and paste them. Sam Barker, you're on notice, buddy. Love or loathe the franchise. It's hard to deny that this is one powerful illustration. Kyle, I think I'm finally hyped.
Good.
Because now that I see this box art, which is beautiful,
It is.
it's fucking beautiful. You don't see art books like these anymore, or covers anymore. You have the whole cast, and it's kind of giving me like the Avengers Infinity War
Yeah,
vibe.
for sure.
'Cause this is supposed to close out Sora's story, and who knows if they probably, who knows if Marvel's in it. You know, maybe they're just hiding that secret, and there is Thanos, and he just snaps, and Sora's just like, oh, no, Goofy's like, I don't feel so good, you guys. And like, he just goes, you know? Be fucking nuts. Where are you on Kingdom Hearts? Because I know I've been lukewarm before, but I think now that we're finally seeing, like, the screenshots of Sora in Big Hero 6, which he looks like he
He looks like he fits. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, where are you now on this game?
Oh, I've always been high on this. It's just it's been a while since I played 1 and 2, so it's very. I don't remember them as much as I think most diehard fans are, so that's why I don't really speak on it too much.
Right.
But I love them on PS2. I played the crap ton out of them. Never beat them, but I played them a lot, and I think the reason why this box art is so exciting and has us both hyped is it's real.
Yeah.
Like, it's finally real. We're gonna get this game within the year. It's just like within the next year from now.
Yeah,
That's
I
what I
got
meant.
you.
I didn't mean 2018 because
Yeah.
it should be, but whatever. Like, we're gonna play it soon, and they don't release box art for a game that's not happening. You know what I mean? It's been years. So it's exciting.
I really hope Kingdom Hearts fans get what they want. Like, I
Absolutely.
saw my man Jams Gams over at YouTube, and over there at Twitch. Go follow him on Twitch, and he Jams Gams on YouTube. Follow him. He's so great. He makes some of the best content on YouTube. I'm not kidding when I say that. He's amazing. And he was playing Kingdom Hearts, I believe, 1, and I was just like, man, I missed this game. I didn't realize I missed this game until I watched Jams try to climb, Pooh's tree. Oh man, that didn't sound great, but you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it finally got me in my nostalgia feels, and I'm excited for this game, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited, and it goes into this one question that Marcus O'Neill wrote to us, and let me get it on Twitter here. Oh wait, no, I can't because I'm not good at being a host. But essentially, he says this: how do you budget your games? How do you save up for your games? Do you trade them in, Kyle? Do you just like when do you mark down a day where you're like, okay, this is the week I start paying off this game? Like, how do you budget for your games? Because we play a lot of them.
Yeah.
How do you do it, Kyle? Tell us your secrets.
I don't do it well. I can tell you that now. I'm a very impulsive person. If I see something I want, I'm going to do everything I can to try to get it. Mm-hmm. So when that happens with games, I trade in a lot of games that I'm not going to play anymore. And I take advantage of GameStop deals where they give you extra credit towards stuff. I try to put down a very good, not wealthy is not the word, ample amount of money down first, so that way when that game comes out, I know I don't have to worry about a full $60. Like, I'm gonna be picking it up at a discount, which I know in reality I'm paying for the full thing, but like in my mind it helps knowing that I only need $30 on release day for it. But trading in older games is my main
your main go-to
thing. Yeah.
So you don't have like a big collection. Once you beat it,
I used to.
Yeah,
only very special games I keep.
Yep. Yeah, like I have Bloodborne. Where are you? My prized possession.
Like
I love it
if
more than
I
my
get a
parents.
steelbook that I love, I keep that game.
Dude, have I showed you my Bloodborne
Yes.
steelbook? Beautiful. Well,
Like if
yeah.
this Kingdom Hearts 3 box art is a steelbook, oh boy, oh boy. Boy, oh boy, I want
Which
that.
can I say? I got some beef with Luke Lore over at the Xbox Drive. I give him too many shout outs, but Luke Lore says that Bloodborne's a bad game
Ooh.
while he's playing State of Decay 2. Come on, Luke. Come on. Come on. You know that's hypocritical, right? I don't. Let's be honest here. That's a master class in level design. Like seriously, when I think of games master class level design, it's always Bloodborne first. Everything else second. But with that, how do I budget for games like Bloodborne, like Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice? You're very right, Kyle. I've been very bad budgeting shit. Like it's awful. It's an addiction. I'll be real with you. What I do. What I've started to do, if there's a game I really want, so let's take Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which, yeah, I know I'm butchering the name. Listen, I suck. But I pre-ordered the limited edition. It's $90. Comes with a statue. Pretty rad. That was on 2 weeks ago's PlayStation podcast. Check it out. And I pre-ordered it once it was up. Like, once it was available, I went there. I was the first pre-order of that game. I was pumped for it. And then what I do every other week when I go into GameStop and I'm just browsing or whatever the case may be, I just drop a 5, just drop a 10 on that game. So that when it comes out, it's either paid for or I don't got to worry about it, and that's about it. But when it comes to digital games, like Marcus says, do you wait for your games to go on sale? That's what I'm going to start doing, actually. I'm I figure that I don't need to be... I feel like when you're a content creator of any kind, whether it's just a podcast or whether it's just a YouTube channel or somewhere in between, like you're a blogger, you feel like the necessity that you need to play every single game to be in the conversation. And you don't realize, like Sean Capri has this problem real bad, okay? I'm giving him way too many shout-outs. He should start paying me for this stuff. What is that? He does make us better. Patreon.com/make us better. Check us out. Support us. Thank you. He has this trouble where he's thinking of when there's a new game that's coming out, he's always kind of antsy, like, I need to play this. I need to play this. I need to play that. And I feel like he spreads himself way too thin when he's playing games where, like, he was talking to me in the audience when he was streaming a few nights back going, like, I'm stressed out because I haven't played enough games that came out this year. What's going to happen when I have to talk about my top 10 games of 2018 and I only played like 7, right? And I feel like it's just like, well, just say you only played 7, like my top 7 games of 2017. Like, you don't have to play 100 games. Just play the games you want to play. Like, I don't have any desire to play Assassin's Creed
Odyssey.
I was going to say Origins. Thank you. Like, I have like a little desire, just a little bit, but like I know I can't beat that game before Red Dead comes out. I know I can't beat that game before Call of Duty. I know this school schedule's got me all in flux, so I know that I'm gonna be only pretty much buying 2 games this holiday season. I bought Spider-Man. Tomb Raider came in by a freak accident for free. Amazon just gave it to me. Thank you. I bought Hollow Knight, and I feel like that's gonna be my filler game until Red Dead and the Spider-Man DLC comes out, and I'm good. I don't need to talk about every single game. What it should be the genuine, I want to talk about this game. That's why I'm talking about it. I don't need to be in the know all the time.
Yeah, and that's my problem as well, because I fall in the Sean Capri camp, where I see all my friends talking about this new game that's coming out, and I get that impulse, like, I want to know what they're talking about. I want to be in the cool kids club, per se. Like, I want to experience it. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. Spider-Man is probably the biggest one recently, where everybody was talking about Spider-Man. And yes, I had it on release, but like, I think everywhere you looked on social media, it was Spider-Man this, Spider-Man that, photos from photo mode. Like, I know people who didn't pick it up yet, and they were jealous because they want to be part of that conversation, and it's something that...
And you're afraid of stuff being spoiled for you, and
Yeah. When it comes to big games like Spider-Man and spoilers, that's definitely a real concern, and I want to be able to play it as soon as possible so I don't get spoiled. But yeah, having that need to be wanting to be part of a conversation, it sucks. because it hurts my wallet and it hurts my other social things that I've got going on, and neglect my family when I shouldn't.
Oh, who needs them, Kyle?
I need them a whole lot, Joe. I need them a whole lot.
I could do without. My mom and dad they're actually going to España tomorrow, so the house is all to myself.
I'm gonna take that back to the first thing you said. They're going to Espanol. They're going to Spanish.
They're going to Spanish. I'm a really shitty Spaniard, man. Like, I'm a real piss poor Puerto Rican. I like, the music's beautiful, but it's always blaring, and Puerto Ricans know what I'm talking about. We just blast the music. We're real obnoxious about it. Anyway, but yeah, that's what I do. We went from video game purchases to obnoxious Puerto Rican music. I apologize. So yeah, I think that's how I start doing it now. So I'm going digital. I have too much shit in this room now. I can't anymore. I just can't. And so I'm only purchasing physical games that I know that game's going to live in that console. Like, I'm purchasing Smash Brothers for the Switch. I get it. PlayStation Podcast, calm down, guys.
Yeah.
Please, we have the better online service. Finally. I'm going to buy that game physical. It's my only Switch game I have physical, but I know it's just going to live on the Switch.
Yeah.
And everything else, is digital. That's it. So for me, it's just now waiting for sales and playing the games I want to play, because what do you want to hear, right? Someone who isn't enthusiastic about Assassin's Creed and going, it was all right? Or do you want someone who's going to play it because they want to play it and who's enthusiastic about it? I think that's... You're going to go for the latter there. I don't know. Just me. But we got one last story, Kyle. Mm-hmm. And sadly, Antonio Guillen asked our second question, which was, will you platinum Red Dead Redemption 2? Absolutely. Antonio, I'm going to ask you a question, okay, big guy? Is that a real fucking question? You come to me with that nonsense? Of course. I almost platinumed it, and I know. This is how I know I'm now just full on Sony. When I was on Xbox, what do you call it on Xbox? Xbox nerds out there, what do you call it when you platinum something? I don't know. You get a
100% achievement score, right?
Or I 100%ed.
Or gamer score or something.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever, fucking grammar, right? So yeah, like when I was on 360, because there was no platinum, I was at 975 achievement score, right? Achievement score, yeah. And I had, like, there was just like one thing, I forget what it was. Oh, it was get to level 50 prestige or something online, and I was ranked 200 and something in the world. I never got that rank, which really pisses me off. And I can't now because the servers are practically dead. Like, I would be having to farm till that game came out, the second game came out, and then some. So for me, yeah, definitely gonna platinum Red Dead. How soon will the online launch? Well, The Verge answered that question for us. Red Dead Redemption 2's online mode is coming in November. Give The Verge a click. Okay, I gave him an old Kentucky accent. Let's continue with the accent, shall we? Next month, Red Dead Redemption 2 is releasing. And we already know the Western will feature a robust single-player mode. But what we haven't heard about, however, is the much-anticipated online mode for the game. Now, today, the developer provided a few concrete details about the experience, of which will be known... Okay, can't. Which will be known as Red Dead Online. Here's what Rockstar describes. Now, I may just be an old-time country. Red Dead Redemption Online is an evolution of the classic multiplayer experience in the original Red Dead Redemption, blending the narrative with the competitive and cooperative gameplay in fun new ways. Using the gameplay from the upcoming Red Dead Redemption 2 as a foundation, Red Dead Online will be ready to be explored alone or with friends or with a nice turkey sub on a Sunday afternoon. By God, let me tell you, it will also feature a constant updates and adjustments to grow and evolve this experience for all the players. Okay, so it's coming out in November, Kyle. The game launches October 26th. Are you pumped for... Did you ever play Red Dead Online? Like the original?
Well, again, this is something that you're going to hate. I didn't really play Red Dead 1.
Oh, right. This is every time... See, here's the
Yeah.
thing. Here's the mental block, right? Because when you say that, it makes me fucking hate you.
I know. I know it does. That's why I try to avoid it like the plague.
Dude, Red Dead Online's so good. And if it's an ounce, if it is an ounce like the original online multiplayer, which let me tell you, okay? Maybe I tell you previous episodes. I forget. We're about to hit 11 o'clock at night. Joe needs to wake up at 7. So just let me have this one. The online mode was far better in Red Dead than it was in GTA 5. That's just scientific fact that I made up on the spot. Don't worry about it, okay? And trust me, half of Puerto Rico was totally fine. And so with that, Red Dead Redemption Online, the original, had the open world hub that you had in the single player just open. And there had gang hideouts that you would invade as your PvE element. So they were actually in the world, and they were instances, there were dungeons, there were raids like Destiny you had with your friends, or you could have with solo. Make it as hard as you want. It was fucking awesome. Or you could take your friends and you can go to town and just kill everybody in town, raise your wanted level, and just be outlaws. Or then, like, if you didn't want that hub world experience, you go to the online competitive scene where you have Capture the Flag, Team Deathmatch, and how it opened up was the coolest fucking thing ever. Before a round started, right, you have an old Western standoff, and whoever won had the advantage to get to the center of map faster.
That's cool.
Dude, like, this game is so much fucking fun. It's incredible. Dude, I get emotional. Like, I'm getting emotional just talking about it. I am so ready for this game now. Like, I saw all I needed to see with that first trailer. I'm ready for it. So, Kyle, my question to you.
Yeah.
Are we going to play together? Are we going to be, bandoliers?
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely going to get this game.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, I'll hop online and rob some stagecoaches.
Good. Thank
And some
goodness
trains.
gracious.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
A trolley or two.
Yeah.
Just shoot an old man in the face just because.
Like Captain Marvel punching old people. Same thing.
Yo, she fucking right hooked that old broad. I'm excited for that movie, Kyle.
Oh, it's gonna be
You
great.
know what's funny? Every time we're approaching the end of the show, we bring up something Marvel related. Something
We do.
entertainment-wise.
That's right.
Yeah. But with that, guys, it's time we start closing the show out. We're really excited. I'm just pumped with caffeine at this point. And right now, I feel like I could fucking wrestle a bull and fucking win. So let's do it. Send me that steer. I'm going to beat the shit out of it. I wouldn't harm it. Okay? To all my vegan friends out there, Mickey, I would never, ever in my life harm
Just a friendly man versus bull wrestling competition.
It would be, it's a consensual man fight bull. And then whoever wins has to. Okay. So here's the deal, guys. First and foremost, I want to give a good congratulations to our friends over at Planet Nintendo Podcast. Yes, I get it. Listen, Nintendo's had a rough week. They launched their shitty online service. Thankfully, we could finally say PlayStation is not the worst online anymore. Because trust me, it can't even play some games on the classic system. It can't even support 3 players. It already starts lagging. Jesus Christ, Nintendo. Anyway, but these guys, they're great because, every single one of them, the Paddy Wagon and Ten Talk's been on the show, and he's great. We're going to convert him to PlayStation eventually. He already is. I saw him the other day. Yeah, that's right, Nintendo Talk. You've been exposed. Nintendo Guru, Bobby, he's been on the show. He's helped me grow my channel, grow the trophy room. He's been such an amazing help, and I would not be here without him. But with that said, he's out of his mind. He's going cuckoos. The dementia set in. Don't worry, he doesn't listen to the show, so I can talk as much shit about him as I want. And then last but not leastly, Joe After Work. These 3 guys get on this podcast every single week, spew their garbage about Nintendo, but it's so great. And I want to thank also Joe After Work, because if it wasn't for him, the episode 50 would just not even exist. Our 1-year anniversary show would have been just nothing. It wouldn't have
Our
existed
live
without
show.
him. Yeah, our live show where, dude, so many people came in. So these guys, I want to thank them to the bottom of my heart. They made it to episode 50. They made it to a 1 year. And I know from experience, 1 year of a podcast is hard as all hell. And seeing the trials and tribulations they've gone through, and they've made it, and they've crafted something really special, and they're on iTunes. You need to rate them 5 stars, but don't worry, it's just out of the goodness of your heart. You won't actually, no. They will give you a Nintendo Switch if you rate them 5 stars. You tell them, Planet Nintendo Podcast on iTunes, that Mr. Badbit, the Trophy Room, sent you. Now you owe me a Nintendo Switch. You tweet that at me, and then I will tweet it at them. Okay? Because you know what? Yeah, it's true. They told me you have to take my word for it. Do it. Go for it. With that, guys, we're talking about Red Dead Redemption. We have our last giveaway of the year to announce, or we announced it last week, but we're going to repeat it for you. There are 4 different ways of how to win a copy of Red Dead Redemption. And you don't want to be a, I don't know, I'm running out of sandwiches, a BLT out in the open sun on a Thursday evening. You don't want to be that BLT. You don't, because it's going to get soggy. By God. So here's how you win a copy of Red Dead Redemption. First, if you're on YouTube right now, just put a comment down on the comment section. Tell us why you're excited for, or not excited for, the PlayStation Classic console. Put it down below, and you're entered to win right off the gate. Be subscribed, of course, like and share the video on YouTube, and you're there. You're in it to win it now. And if you do that every single week until Red Dead Redemption comes out, you get more entries to win. So the more you comment on our videos, the more chances you get to win. And then the next one is just follow PS Trophy Room on Twitter. That's your second chance to win. Give us a 5-star review and tweet it at us at PS Trophy Room, and you're entered to win. That's our third one. Our fourth one is that all you need to do is follow us on SoundCloud. How easy is that? An idiot like myself can do it. So if you could do all those 4 things, you're entered to win. Go for it. Good luck to you, guy, gal, inanimate object. I don't give a shit, because here at the Trophy Room, we love one thing, and that's PlayStation. So, Kyle, would you like to give you a little, I don't know, plug? You want to plug something before we go?
Follow me at WhoDatNinja73 on Twitter.
WhoDatNinja.
Also on PSN, you can add me there. You can follow my show All About the Kind of Funny community at Best Friends Talk Funny. All on podcast services everywhere, including Spotify. And you can follow that show on Twitter at BFS Talk Funny. The show's coming back real soon. I'm getting back into it.
Yeah, get back into it.
Yeah,
fuck that chicken, Kyle. And here, you can follow us at PS Trophy Room. You can follow me, Mr. Badbit, at Mr. MR Badbit, but just call me Badbit. Mr's my dad's name. Follow me or subscribe to me on Bad Bit Games YouTube. That would also be a tremendous help. And yes, please rate us 5 stars on iTunes, Google Play, anywhere that there's a SoundCloud, RSS feed service. Please subscribe to us. We are switching the days that we record because Wednesday's just impossible. I have 3 classes and work that day, so I can't record. I'm just too tired. This Wednesday nights for me are going to be a lot better. So the video portion and podcast should be out sometime tomorrow. Thursdays from here on out. Check out the Trophy Room each and every week. And with that, guys, Kyle, you're going to hate me.
Why?
Mario Kart was trending.
I hate you. Gosh darn it. Anyway.
Toad! He's been ruined. He's been sullied. Oh, God. Everybody have a nice one. Wave, Kyle, wave.